You finally got your doctor to prescribe HRT. You were hopeful, but weeks or months later, you're still struggling with brain fog, with anxiety, with energy crashes. And you're probably wondering, is this all there is? Well, the answer is no. HRT can be powerful, but it may not cover all the bases. And here's the HRT paradox. It can be helpful, but sometimes it's insufficient. I'm Dinah, Integrative Health Practitioner, and I demystify the perimenopause transition with science-based guidance. I promise to give you a better understanding of HRT's role, as well as what else your body needs. Let's start by setting the record straight on HRT. You might recall the 2002 study that terrorized women. It was called the Women's Health Initiative Study. Headlines declared HRT dangerous and cancer-causing. Millions of women abruptly stopped their treatment, and decades of unnecessary suffering began. So what was wrong with the study? Well, there were several things. The average participant age was 63, which is usually in post-menopause. Many were obese, smokers, or had existing health conditions. They used synthetic hormones, which are not commonly used anymore. Today, we use bioidentical hormones instead. The women started taking the hormones long after the normal window of opportunity. And these four factors led to a flawed study design. Here's the truth the headlines buried. For women starting HRT in their 40s and 50s, the benefits far outweigh the risks. The benefits include protecting the cardiovascular system when started early, bone density preservation to prevent osteoporosis, cognitive protection to prevent dementia, and this supports major improvements in quality of life. Let's look at the real risks. HRT is far less risky than obesity, smoking, or a sedentary lifestyle. But individualized assessments are crucial to establish any kind of risk factor. The tragedy of the 2002 study includes increased heart disease, osteoporosis, and dementia. Think of all the suffering and disease that was preventable. And we see how the medical establishment was so slow to recover from bad science. But for many, HRT may be a foundation, not a complete solution. It addresses the hormonal component, and that's a crucial piece of the puzzle, but it may not represent the entire picture. Many women need more comprehensive support. So what happens when HRT isn't enough? Well, the common scenario looks like this. You get HRT prescription from your doctor, and you're filled with initial hope and optimism. But after a couple of weeks or months, some symptoms improve, but others persist. Brain fog still clouds your thinking. Anxiety remains elevated. Energy crashes continue. Weight gain doesn't reverse. And you're left wondering, is this all there is? Sadly, doctors often can't help further. Less than 20% of medical schools provide comprehensive menopause education. Most physicians receive less than an hour of training in women's hormone transition. Most know how to prescribe HRT, but not how to optimize it. They don't have training in addressing root causes beyond hormones. And consultation time constraints limit comprehensive care. And of course, insurance coverage limits testing and follow-up. We often hear about the dismissed woman's experience. Your hormones are balanced now, everything else is just aging. Try exercise and stress management. Maybe you need an antidepressant. So it's totally frustrating to be told that you're fine when you're not. It leads to a feeling of abandonment after getting that HRT prescription. Here's what most doctors miss. HRT addresses hormone deficiency, but it doesn't address the full picture of why you're not functioning optimally. There are usually other imbalances creating troubling symptoms. It's all about the interconnected nature of body systems. The symptoms that you have are biochemical signals telling us that root causes beyond hormone levels have not been addressed. So let's uncover the missing pieces. What else could be wrong? My first thought is that it's not just hormonal. HRT replaces hormones but doesn't address underlying dysfunction. The symptoms can be dead ringers for perimenopause, and there could be multiple systems that are compromised. This is why comprehensive testing is essential. We do this using functional medicine testing. It looks at different measures that traditional medicine blood work doesn't look at. We look for a series of different imbalances that can be triggered by changes in hormones. Let's start with gut dysbiosis. It's marked with poor hormone metabolism in the gut. 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. That's the hormone that affects mood and anxiety. Imbalanced microbiome or leaky gut can create systemic inflammation. And nutrients are poorly absorbed, which causes deficiencies and limited HRT effectiveness. HRT can't fix dysfunctional gut. Next is heavy metal toxicity. It blocks hormone receptors, and HRT can't work effectively. It disrupts neurotransmitter production, causing anxiety and brain fog. It affects thyroid function, and it creates oxidative stress and inflammation. Toxicities are accumulated over decades, and this is another area generally ignored by conventional medicine. Many people have parasites. 20 to 30% of the US population actually have parasites, so it's more common than you think. They create anxiety, mood swings, and sleep disturbances. The parasites compete with you for nutrients, and they produce toxic waste that affects brain function. They cause gut damage, which prevents optimal bone metabolism. And they mimic perimenopause symptoms even with HRT. Bacterial overgrowth is a common problem as well. What happens with bacterial overgrowth is that nutrients needed for energy and cognition are not well absorbed. This creates inflammation that HRT can't address. It affects mood and brain function through the gut-brain axis. Symptoms of bloating and digestive issues persist despite HRT. We might also have thyroid dysfunction. It often develops or worsens during perimenopause. It creates symptoms that feel identical to hormone deficiency. Standard testing only looks at one thyroid marker and misses others. HRT does nothing to fix thyroid problems. Food sensitivities make up another root cause. These are different than food allergies that are felt immediately. Food sensitivities may cause a reaction 2 to 3 days after consumption, so the connection is often not made. They trigger systemic inflammation. They trigger brain fog, joint pain, mood issues, all undermining HRT effectiveness. So it may turn out that the healthy foods you thought you were eating are actually sabotaging your well-being. And finally, we have nutrient deficiencies. It's very common that people are deficient in several nutrients, even if they take a multivitamin. For example, B vitamins are essential for energy and mood. Magnesium is essential for sleep and anxiety. Vitamin D is essential for bone and immune health. Iron affects energy and cognition. Omega-3 is important for cardiovascular health. HRT can't compensate for these deficiencies. The compounding effect is significant. This is when multiple imbalances cause symptoms that HRT can't touch. And it's why some women get 30% better with HRT, but not 100%. It creates the frustration of only partial relief. Your body needs comprehensive support. Let's look at the integrative solution. Beyond HRT, there's the comprehensive assessment. HRT is one tool in the toolbox. It's not the only one. We want to identify all the imbalances, not just the hormones. Functional medicine testing reveals the complete picture. Let's look at what functional medicine testing reveals. It starts with a complete hormone assessment. We ask not just, are you taking HRT, but is it working? We look at the condition of hormone metabolism pathways. How is your body processing estrogen? What are optimal dosing and delivery methods? What is the estrogen-progesterone balance? This is often more important than the actual levels. We also look at testosterone levels, another hormone that is often overlooked in women. We also perform an advanced gut health analysis. We do a microbiome assessment. We look for evidence of parasites and pathogens. We look at bacterial overgrowth identification. We determine if there's intestinal permeability or leaky gut. We determine how digestive function is actually working. We do a comprehensive thyroid panel. Most comprehensive labs just look at TSH. We look beyond TSH to full thyroid function with T3, T4, reverse T3, reverse T4, as well as antibodies. Often thyroid issues compound menopausal symptoms. We look for autoimmune markers and conversion issues to see how much available hormone is actually produced. We do toxicity and heavy metal testing with a hair test. We look for anything that is blocking hormone receptors. Heavy metal toxicities accumulate over the decades and affect bodily functions. We check on the capacity of the detoxification pathways. The nutrient status can also be revealing. There could be deficiencies undermining HRT effectiveness. We can determine what your body needs for optimal function. And completing nutrient requirements are the building blocks for energy and cognition. There are often surprises with food sensitivity testing. They can be causing inflammatory triggers that sabotage your well-being. They might be the reason why you're not feeling better despite HRT. It all comes down to an integrated approach. We can optimize HRT if you're taking it. We can address gut health foundation. We can eliminate parasites and infections. We can support detoxification. We can correct nutrient deficiencies. And we can remove inflammatory triggers. In doing this, we support all body systems, not just the reproductive hormones. What does complete support look like? HRT for hormonal foundation, gut healing protocols, parasite elimination, detoxification support, targeted supplementation, anti-inflammatory nutrition, stress management, and sleep optimization. Basically, the comprehensive approach your body deserves. And the results are life-changing. Women who are 30% better with HRT alone become 90 to 100% better. They achieve energy, clarity, and mood stability. Imagine the relief of finally feeling like yourself. Your career performance is restored, your relationships are strengthened, and your confidence is rebuilt. So let's recap. HRT is powerful and evidence-based, but it may not be enough on its own. The truth is that most doctors are poorly equipped to support comprehensive perimenopause care. Your persistent symptoms aren't just aging, they're treatable imbalances. And let's face it, you've worked too hard to settle for partial relief. If you're taking HRT but still struggling with brain fog, anxiety, energy crashes, or mood swings, you're not imagining it, and you don't have to settle. Schedule a discovery call and let's use comprehensive functional medicine testing to identify what HRT isn't addressing, whether it's gut dysbiosis, parasites, heavy metals, thyroid dysfunction, or nutrient deficiencies. We'll find the missing pieces and create your complete roadmap to optimum health. HRT can be part of the solution, but you deserve the whole solution. Let's get you from partially better to fully thriving. The booking link for a discovery call is in the show notes down below. You believe the science supporting HRT. Now believe the science that says you need comprehensive support. Your body deserves the complete approach. If this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content about the real root causes of midlife health issues.